Traditionally, most noob armor and weapons have no class requirement, so you could do stupid things like use a sword on a mage or a bow on a warrior, or run around in heavy scale armor on a druid. But not all low level gear has no class requirement. Let me give you a great example. We're going to go to Dustwither, warp into the first laystone, and we're going to go up to this guy's shop. He sells all the top tier noob gear, and as you can see, all of it has a class requirement on it, which is kind of sad because some of it's good. But what if I told you it wasn't always that way? This warbow has a class requirement for ranger, but look at my inventory. I have a warbow too, and mine doesn't. Turns out in the past there was ways to get gear like that, and the warbow I have actually came from the shop back in like 2013. It has been since removed. Most of the gear wasn't obtainable like that. Most of the gear, you just kill low level enemies and you can get it, though it was kind of rare. Mostly from bosses, of course, since they're higher star, they're pretty much guaranteed to drop something. You'll find them there. Back in the day, I had plate, boots, pants, gloves, a falchion, a great maul, and a tower shield, all classless. And I'd put them on my ranger and duel people, and I looked like a weak warrior. Then I'd switch to my real stuff and annihilate them. It was pretty fun. My bow here, I used to pull it out and snipe people when they tried to run from me as a warrior, because they expect warriors not to have range. Well, try and outrun an arrow, kiddo. Just didn't work. But they're terrible for warriors, because you have no attack bonus. As a warrior, you don't have bow ability. I only have 25 attack because I have 25 dex. You can artificially boost that number with gear, but it won't help much, especially since your damage is also crap too. But it's still fun. Like, look at this. My warrior has a bow, and he's holding it stupidly, because if you use a classless weapon on the wrong class, you'll just use your idle animation. You won't have any fancy bow on your back or anything. And also, look at the arrow when I walk. It just disappears like magic. I always wondered why. Don't know. But it has crazy range. You can use a quiver with it even, because quivers are classless. Even level 51, level 101, level 181. Maybe you could do some fun things with it. But weapons are not the biggest draw of classless gear. It's easily plate armor, because plate armor has very high armor rating. Well, for low level gear at least. This is only level 3 if you're full vit. 28 armor on, say, a mage or a druid's pretty nice. But it doesn't stop there. You can actually get variants of plate armor, like hammered or embossed, which are both better. Look at this PvP alt. He has it on a druid, and honestly, I wouldn't recommend it, because resists are more important. You can get armor easily elsewhere. 4 Charstone rings is up to 108. A heroic luck set's 95. That's like 200 armor right there. If you use 100 armor kite, that's another 100 on top. Drums could add 100 more. I could go on and on. It's mainly for flexing, honestly. People will pay tons of money for a classless plate set. I remember somebody trying to sell me a set for like $2 million back in 2013. I was not going to pay that. Still won't today, probably. But it's definitely fun to mess around with. It's a shame it's not obtainable now, but that's what makes most of our rare items fun, that you can't get them anymore. And, well, it gives me more video material too, right? Well, that's about all I have to say about that. Pretty unique, pretty special, and you don't really see it that often. Don't know how I went this long without talking about it, since it's pretty famous among old players.